That's great. That's really great. So thank you for that. And you can stay in this inwardness as much as you like, of course. Don't let yourself be distracted by anything. So I'm going to take a look a little bit at what Joel is going to give to us in the talk. And of course he speaks for himself, and he doesn't need an explanation. And that's also not why I say introduce this tape. So there are a couple of things that came to me when I listened to it. And so one of them is the idea of spontaneity. So I put a post on the website too about this spontaneity, and where he actually is sharing that. The importance of spontaneity. And so how does that relate to what you just experienced in the meditation? Well, it is a bit like this, and the fact that you expect something to happen from a certain formula that worked yesterday, you see that doesn't work like that in going inward. Like it is a fresh new moment all the time. So that it is not that you can set a certain a ritual or something in which you're going to accomplish that. That's not working. So the spontaneity then is in the continuously letting go of expectations or the ways that you're going to do the things that you're doing. And that's really a great instruction by Joel. So it's like there's no protocol for this. So it is not under conscious control. It is given you, and you will receive it. But the way that you're going to become open to receive it will be different too. You cannot tell how that goes. So sometimes in the middle of, you forget about it, suddenly you have an experience of connectedness, or you feel light coming into your mind. Like that. It can come in any way to you, and that's more like you come into an expectancy or an openness of mind, an expectancy that anything can happen in any way, can come to you, and without the need that it comes to you either. So it's like you give up all of that. Not only that you want an experience of it, or that, and the way it should come to you, or the way that you did it yesterday, we'll try that again because it was so great. It's like that is not the way to get to it. So it's continuously letting go of the ideas that you hold about this. And so that takes practice too. And you go through episodes of disappointment that you think, well, this is not working. It worked yesterday, but it doesn't seem to work today. And you see that as a personal failure, while that isn't a personal failure at all. It is more like, no, it's just for you to learn that it doesn't work your way. It is working, but you just have to be open to receive that. And it will be given, and there is nothing stopping you from doing that, except your preset idea. So that is an important part in this. So it's like training your flexibility, really. It's like, you don't know how that comes to you. It's not like, okay, well, I'll play that tune or I listen to that music, then suddenly I have an experience. No. So then the question is like, attain that mind first is then the talk that we're listening to. The title is great. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. But so attain that mind first. What mind are we talking about? It's like, what is that mind? And you see that how everything comes together continuously with the meditation, with the words that I used, with the intention that we gave it, with the whole training, if you want, that we're in. The whole undoing of you all has the same, say, focus to attain that mind, but without immediately saying attaining that Christ mind. The Christ mind is not what you think it is, because that would be a fixed idea, and so it would not be that. So your fixed ideas are only limitations, in fact. So that's why I don't want to fill that in immediately. Attain that mind first is then. So there are lots of characteristics that you can ascribe to it. You can say like an open mind. You can say like a mind that is not limited by its own definition. So it's an open, limitless mind, say in fact fulfilling its purpose by say allowing everything to come through and go out. And that is not controlled, so to speak, not controlled by an ego mind that analyzes, that compares, that fights, that attacks, that looks for conflict, that does all kinds of things. No, that has nothing to do with that. So attaining that mind is then the mind that is not looking for attack. That's not looking for anything really. That is just open, and that is, say, willing to say melt, to let it be shown, to receive it, what is given, to become still and listen, and to yeah, so you, like I said, you can describe all kinds of characteristics to it, but the basic one is then openness, open-mindedness, stillness, peace, peaceful. So that's great. So in the talk that we listened to, Attain That Mind First, this is a talk in 1961 to the Private 25 group of Joel, which is, say, a bunch of practitioners and people that were around him and with him for a longer period of time. And now in 61, you see that his language also changed. Then if you look at it in the perspective of time, and the classes in 51, for instance, he would use different words and different descriptions. He would be more, say, defining them than he does here. Here it is like, well, nothing guys, impersonalize, all these terms that he repeated over and over and over for the previous 10 years. He actually uses them as keywords. Oh, like, okay, this and this and this, whoosh, and then he goes on already. So you will see it is like compact what he brings. So that's why I decided to play the first 30 minutes, because he literally jumps in right away into the talk, into these quick setups in which he comes to the core of his message, in fact. And yeah, that goes really quick. You will see that. So it's like, pay a lot of attention, and don't hold on to, if you don't know anything, just don't hold on, don't stay there. Just let go. Like, an understanding in that sense is not necessary in order to get what he says. It is more like opening up, just like we do with the meditation, to come into that mindset of openness and see that this vibration or frequency is just literally communicating with you and say, giving you exactly what you need in this moment, not anything related to what you think you need in this time or what you're looking for in your spiritual development. No, this is giving you exactly what you need in that sense. This frequency does that. So that's also good to remember. And it's a different way of listening. So, I try to illustrate that a little bit. It's like, you don't have to understand. You don't have to try to figure it out what he means. Just go with the flow that he is in, and suddenly he starts to communicate to you directly, and you get what he is saying. Or it is not even that what he is saying. It is more like you go sufficiently within that you are in an experience suddenly of timelessness, of a deep sense of connectedness. So don't let yourself be distracted by the words that he uses, is what I'm saying then.